I'm Eddie Cannell.
And I'm Tom Cannell.
Welcome, everyone. This is the Mortgage Brothers podcast show, and we are talking about trigger leads. What are trigger leads? Why is it that when a borrower will apply for a mortgage, all of a sudden, a day or two later, they start getting phone calls? Not all the time,
right?
But it's often.
Right. Are there like more psychic mortgage people out there than we thought? What in the world? We just applied for a mortgage, and all of a sudden, we've got 5 different lenders
like strangers
calling us strangers.
These are people that you've ever talked to before. They're not people that were originally, you called up your lender, you did an application, you applied, you had your credit pulled, and everything's great. And all of a sudden you get a call from another person just wanting to chat about your mortgage.
Right.
You don't know that person. What is that all about?
Right. It has nothing to do with, as you're sitting in your family room talking about that lazy boy chair, and then all of a sudden, like an hour later, you get a lazy boy, marketing, sale come up on your phone.
Oh, right. Right.
That's a different topic. It has nothing to do with this. This is just good old fashioned, what are we calling it? Marketing tricks.
Yeah. And it's been around for a long time. We call them trigger leads. And the trigger leads are sold by the credit bureaus to companies that are interested in knowing when you apply for a mortgage or have your credit pulled.
And can I just jump in real quick? We do not do anything remotely close to that.
Nope. I
would quit this business before I paid a single dime for a trigger lead. So when we say we would just mean like the mortgage business. It's when lenders or certain groups out there are actually signing up and paying for these mortgage trigger leads.
That is their business. There's a big room with a lot of people in them, and they are cold callers. They are calling you to try to get you to get you off the rails with whomever you are working with and on the rails with them.
Yeah.
They are generally speaking very like scammy. And I don't think it's a word, but they're not doing something technically illegal by purchasing a trigger lead, but they do border on being illegal when they start giving you the impression as a consumer that somehow they're associated with this mortgage process that you currently have in place.
So let's talk about that. And when you say scammy, I mean sleazy, scammy, filthy, whatever you want to call them. Again, nothing that they're doing is illegal, but it is about as close to, get away from them as you should be. So let's just cut this into 2 halves. Half one is I think we have a really good story to tell about how and what happened to one of our borrowers because of a trigger lead. We had actually pulled, do you remember that? We actually pulled credit, got them in a refi, and all of a sudden they were called by another lender basically saying, hey, we've got all your documents ready for you.
Yeah.
Just confirm your email and we'll go ahead and get those right on over to you to sign.
Yeah. Was that yours or mine? Because I had a borrower.
That was yours.
Yeah. And the borrower told me, Eddie, is this guy real? He gave me the impression that he was working with your company. And again, they are telling people, giving you the impression that they're somehow calling, maybe they're a part of the team or whatever. And they were asking my borrower to send them the documentation.
Right.
Oh, hey, I didn't get the documentation. It didn't come through. Can you send that back over? Now that is illegal.
Right.
What my customer experience from a trigger lead business was totally illegal. But I'm not sure if that's that. I'm assuming that's probably not the prevalent case or
probably not the norm, but that's one end. So watch out. You could even be doing a loan with the Mortgage Brothers and all of a sudden get a call like that. And that's something that we'd want our listeners to be privy to. It doesn't have to be a loan with us. It can be a loan with anyone. Just be careful that if you don't recognize a name or a phone number or a group or a department calling you, it could be as a result of a potential mortgage trigger lead. Now, we don't want you to run scared, but in today's day and age, you just need to have some heightened alertness and whatnot. But the other half is just be ready for a call or two from groups that are basically getting leads from these mortgage trigger leads. And they're not going to be as gross and as horrible as that one example we just said, but they could be. So I think your example of that was amazing. How it came across to our borrower.
So we have a solution. I mean, it's a good solution, especially that will stop these calls. And Tom, you want to go over that?
Yeah. So the do not call registry, people have heard about a lot, and I actually just did it before we got on this podcast. I typed in my phone number, confirmed what my email was, and they said, "Hey, as of October 6th, 2016, you've been on the no call list," which is great. So a couple of things that you can do if you are getting ready to purchase or getting ready to refi, and you are going to be having your credit pulled and you're a little nervous about these trigger leads, is one, go to that do not call registry.
Yeah, it does take 30 days for it to become effective. I mean,
is that what it was?
Maybe I think generally speaking, it takes about 30 days. It's government, Yeah. Again, what's the website?
Do not call.gov.
Okay. So
do-not-call.gov.
We'll put that here on the screen, and we'll probably put it there in the notes. But, okay. So they go to that website, they click on, register their phone, I think. And
and you can also, click, verify. And that's what I actually did, because I had vaguely remembered putting my name on that, or my number on that list. So you can go and confirm, and if it's not, it'll give you instructions on how to register your number. So that's a real good no-brainer. The other one I did a little bit of research on was this direct mail association. And so if people aren't calling you trying to take all your money from you and sell you mortgages you never signed up for, they're going to send mail doing that. So this would be a good way for you to, as Ed, you say, land and air approach. If we got the call being the land and you got the mail being the air, or maybe it's the other way around, that this is smart. So if you were to sign up for this association, it takes about a quarter, which is interesting. So if it takes the calls about 30 days to actually get into the flow, this mailer's not updated, but every 3 months or so.
And how do they get on that?
You know what? That is a good question. I would just Google the Direct Mail Association. If you go to that, you'll actually see a link that should pop up, and it costs $1. And I think it's just a one-time charge to get your name on this registry. But I thought that was, I had not actually heard about that before, but it makes sense.
Yeah. And I think that even solicitations that you get in the mail pieces, even at the bottom, they have to include this language, but it's buried, 3 pages into those credit card offers. Okay. But what we'll do is we'll find that source if we can, and we'll actually put that on the screen here to help people go and do that. So I think those are good ideas no matter what, whether just do it, get on the do not call list, put yourself on any type of stop the mail or your solicitation list. That'll just help, help your life in general.
Right. And we don't want people to be afraid to have their credit pulled. There's a lot of different consumer advocate groups out there protecting, and we have to continue to do business and live our lives. Don't be afraid, but just be alert and aware of these things. And hopefully this podcast is one way that you're becoming more informed.
That's right. Okay, well, I hope that helps everyone, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.
All right, thanks folks.
We're out of here. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for listening to the Mortgage Brothers podcast. Please let us know if you have any questions you'd like us to answer. You can email your questions to team@azmortgagebrothers.com, and be sure to ask us for a free quote on your next mortgage. We'll be sure to give you personalized service and help you through the whole process. Signature Home Loans, LLC does not provide tax, legal, or accounting advice. This material has been prepared for informational purposes only. You should consult your own tax, legal, and accounting advisors before engaging in any transaction. Signature Home Loans, NMLS 1007154, NMLS number 210917, and 1618695, Equal Housing Lender.